J'ai fait tous les campus près, j'ai fait Madrid, j'ai fait Turin, j'ai fait Londres, j'ai fait Paris et Berlin, je crois que c'est l'année prochaine au mois de juin.
Ah oui, donc tu vas tous les faire.
Ah oui, mais c'est le but, c'est pour ça que je fais Executive Master for the International Spirit. My name is Ines Bensalah. I'm a multi-potential entrepreneur and specialize in eco-fashion.
Can you tell us a bit about your journey at ESCP and what motivated you to pursue an executive master in international business?
As an artist, I really love to expand my vision and stay curious. That's why I chose the ESCP. I'm doing actually my executive master here. I think we are all eternal students, and I wanted to start my journey by being surrounded by excellence. It was really important to continue my study as I started my company when I was in bachelor. I was 21, I was really young, but I believe in myself. I'm so happy I did that.
Through your journey, what inspired you to engage in the fight against school bullying, and how has your personal and professional experience influenced your commitment towards this cause?
To me, it was really about healing because I was taken out of school because of bullying when I was really young. I was 14 years old. So to me, it's a part of my story of who I am and fighting against all kind of violence made to children that are ready to experiment life with the most biggest dreams they can. So I wanted to add my little sparkle because not everybody had the chance to have had the parents I got in order to heal properly. It's something that I was like, okay, this is what's made you, and now what did you learn from that experience? What can you give back to the society? I think entrepreneurship told me that how to transform pain into beauty, and that's why I'm an artist today, and I want to be surrounded by beauty and excellence. And I was like, why not try to transmute a subject that can be so hurtful that I know what it is because I felt it, and transmit it into concrete action that can help the society at its scale be better through art, sensibilized through art. So that's how the project Protect Against Bullying was born. And I had the amazing chance to be received by the collaboration of the princely government. And I think that's the biggest milestone because now this project is incorporated and will be incorporated into the school programs. I healed my inner child, and at the same time, I think that's also a good inspiration for people who lived things in their life and that can know that no matter the age they can have an impact in their field and transmitted what they lived to make good in society and help other hearts to heal.
What do you see Protect Against Bullying in 5 years?
I think my biggest dream is that it continues to evolve, to collaborate. My biggest goal is that to stop in a few years and that we will not have to do school bullying campaigns again.
Hopefully not. If you met your 14-year-old self, what will you tell her?
I will be so jealous of her because I will be like, oh my God, someone made it in 10 years and it's you. But at the end of the day, that was a huge fuel into my anger to win and to surpass all these feelings that I got. And that remind me of a quote of when you think it's dark, it's because you've been planted. I think it was the beginning of my story. And to me, it started there. And I'm so grateful to have always turned the negative into positive and now to be able to lead those kind of projects. I think it's really important to also show that no matter your age and what you faced, you can find people who believe in you and let you take the lead in order to make a change at your scale.
And do you have anything to say or any advice for people who are currently experiencing school bullying?
It's really important to speak about it. That can be scary, actually, and you're always scared that people don't listen to you or just don't take it seriously. But I think today we are lucky enough to have a kind of era where The words are taken into consideration. There is a lot of sensibilization going on. Use the good of your today's society and understand its tool. Go to the right people, seek for help, really important, speak to adults. I'm sure you will find yourself being really advanced and finding a lot of hobbies in the meantime and using this time to really work on yourself. And I think those tools and those experience that can seem really hard if they are not taken in consideration early on, that can be dangerous. But I think that can be a great step to enter your career and your life as an adult because it will help you to understand empathy, your own feeling, who are you? And I think why most of young people struggle at the early age in university, or they change subject, or they change life trajectory many times, is because they don't know themselves yet, and that's okay. There is no timeline, there is no rush, but usually take every experiment of life, of what life throws at you, in a way where you can seek for being a better version of yourself and thrive in uncomfort. Because especially if you want to be an entrepreneur in the future, that's gonna be like soft skills and emotional intelligence skills that gonna help you be excellent, be a good leader, be a good listener.
Can you tell us a bit more about your brand, Inessa Creations Monaco? What are the key principles guiding your approach?
First of all, I'm really proud to be, since 2021, the ambassador of Mission pour la transition énergétique du Gouvernement Princier. That was a milestone to me because when I started my brand in 2019, I was still a student. And what's crazy is that I won an award of career 1 month before my graduation. So that was completely crazy. And it was next to Alberta Ferretti, Naomi Campbell. I always believed I will do it, so I did. And that, I think, was fueled by my envy and my rage of evolving, succeeding, really proving everyone that never believed in me. I started so early on by customizing the clothes of my friend, even in Corsica, doing live shows during Christmas, making my little money on the side, posting on Instagram my friend. And I was 18 when I arrived in Monaco. So by this time, at 21, I literally built a brand and I received an award of career. So I think that was really important in my, oh my God, that is possible. I love the quote that says, jump into the void and build your parachute during your fall. So that's a bit the allegory of being an entrepreneur for me. In business school, especially, as we do the allegory with entrepreneurship, it's really important to understand that you're here to learn how to have an opinion. And after discover by doing, by initiating initiative, my best advice is really get involved the most you can into student association, all of this, because you will speak to people you will never have normally the opportunity to do at your age, especially when you're in school like ESP. You meet so many inspiring people. Don't hesitate to be bold and audacious. During your study, you have this margin of error that you don't have anymore. A bit when you're still young, but there is this margin of error that you're still a student. So use this time of experiment and the chance to have to be in this multicultural environment to thrive and to develop yourself, because life is about learning how to become.
For people who want to start a company in the luxury market, or who already have a company in the luxury market, in your opinion, how can they integrate sustainability in their project while remaining competitive?
I think looking first of all at your surroundings, who in your hometown is doing the best, I don't know, coton or like sewing, or who sew the best in your hometown, in order to develop, first of all, this human circularity. For example, let's take this example. It's better to take the car and to go to the Zara under your house to literally take the car and go to the opposite or next town in order to go to the vintage shop that do secondhand. It's all about logic. And also, I think COVID was important for that, because it learned us how to live in our finding a way to find a thing close to us. If people want to start a brand that still keep the sustainable value, they need to look for example, also who the local associations are. Because me, for example, when I didn't have money to start my company, I was customizing clothes of people because I didn't know how to sew and I didn't have the money for big materials. So I started actually what became like customization, second-hand, etc., just by lack of, and by customizing things that already existed, using the tissue of the clothes I already had. And you can also start from buying small amounts of, even if you like really nice tissues, but still doing on the what you can afford, really important, because your way is to stay on the market the long term and minimize. So you do drops. For example, you can, I don't know, you find a stakeholder that can give you 10 meters for quite of a high amount because you want to do luxury, but its quality is next to your house. And that's the thing about sustainable fashion. It's really expensive because it lacks from innovation. We are on the peak of innovation. So even the production statement are finding new ways to make it affordable, but it's really expensive because the machine and the transformation process is long and it costs a lot for them. And also the innovation made it even more expensive. Maybe in 2 years, it's going to be more accessible. But now we arrive at a point where I think between now and 2030, the goal for YOC and UNESCO for SDG is really about finding new way to create biomaterial with what we have, with food, we have the apple leather, we have many things. But I think we're gonna find a way soon from the legal aspects and also from the innovation aspect. Science is going to play a huge role into the transformation of sustainable fashion. And I'm sure it's going to be more accessible, like it started with the internet. Also, my best advice will be create from what exists already, from what people can give you, from association, trying to find a way to collaborate also with amazing talents from your school, from your friends. We all are creators.
Is there a myth surrounding the fashion industry that's not true, that you'd like to make people aware of?
Yes, people always think that fashion is superficial and wide, but actually it's a part of our society because the way we dress have an history, the way the transmission of the craft work. Fashion is a need. It's really the mix between héritage, transmission, know-how, culture, géopolitique. It's really engaged, it's really artistic. The myth of the person watching people walk on the street is not a myth also. I think it's really a way to understand how people interact between them, how they feel in it. When you create the clothes, for example, it's really important to see in which occasion they can wear it, which moment of their life. It's really emotional, and it has a print in history, in the history of humans, that is, first of all, basic need. It will always be on the top with drinking, eating, having a roof over your head, and dressing. So fashion is not superficial, it's a basic need. Even in sociology. I think it's really important to understand the power of emotions and synergy, because there is an important power into understanding your own emotions in order to impact, influence your environment, and especially your thoughts, because your thoughts becomes your action, and your action are the print you let on the world. So it's really important to understand this power of synergy, for example, multipotentiality that can coexist between, for example, science, art, entrepreneurship, that is literally creating anything, dreaming and putting action into a whole process. The world is full of interconnected things, especially entrepreneurship, because as an entrepreneur, you are creating an ecosystem around you, and you need to be surrounded by every kind of fields ever existing. And especially as a human, I come back to what I said, since you're born, you're an entrepreneur because you're making choice, and you need to keep yourself healthy in order to live longer, to achieve the more thing, to love the more possible, and to find your way of becoming. So it's all about becoming. And I think what's important also to understand, when you're becoming, you need to love the process. And that's why don't be surprised that when you ask for flower, it starts to rain.
I have a few series of rapid-fire questions
Okay.
for you. You can answer by yes, no, or pass. You ready?
Yes.
Yeah. So do you think the fashion industry is evolving in the right direction?
Yes.
Do you think the fashion industry can ever be fully sustainable?
No.
Do you consider yourself an artist?
Yes.
Does determination matter more than talent or success?
Yes.
Are you a morning person?
No. No.
Is Paris the fashion capital?
Yes,
Are you a cat or a dog person?
a cat. I have a really cute dog cat.
Do you believe it's better to smell good or to dress well?
Ouais, smell good hein, quand même. Hein.
For you, does style always beat comfort?
No, comfort beat style.
Is sustainability the best competitive advantage to have today in the fashion industry?
No,
Is it more difficult to become an entrepreneur as a woman?
non.
Monaco or Corsica?
Oh my god, pass! My mom or my dad?
What's your sign?
It's Pisces, because I swim on the deep sea of life. C'est un entrepreneur.
Ça, c'est l'intro ou l'outro.